Imagine a game that doesn't let you make choices, but forces you to live with it. A game where you're not the hero from the start, but instead the underdog fighting against possible odds. A game where every decision you make could cost you loyalty of a crew member or even their life. This is Mass Effect 2. It came out in 2010, and Mass Effect 2 changed the RPG landscape forever. It wasn't just another sequel, it reinvented the series and in many ways set a new standard for narrative driven games. It's a game that still resonates today over a decade later. But what makes it so great? Why does it still stand as one of the greatest RPGs ever made? Today, we're diving into Mass Effect 2 and exploring its lasting legacy, the impact it had on storytelling, player choice, and game design. Mass Effect 2 had a bold opening. The main character, Commander Shepard, dies. Straight away, the game flips the script, pushing the narrative into uncharted waters. You're not starting as the hero. You're starting as someone who was literally torn apart and brought back to life. And that sets a new tone. This game didn't just pick up where Mass Effect 1 left off, it reset everything. You're an outcast, you've lost support of the Council, and you got a new mission. Recruit the galaxy's best and brightest to fight a new terrifying enemy. The story's more focused, the stakes are higher, and Shepard's role is more complex than ever. And then there's the beauty of choices. Mass Effect 2 really upped the ante when it came to character interaction. Your decisions weren't just pushing the plot forward. They were about who you were as a person. Paragon or renegade, right or wrong. It wasn't always clear, and that's what made it so brilliant. One of the standout features of Mass Effect 2 was its approach to squad mates. In the first game, you had a solid crew, but in Mass Effect 2, BioWare turned every character into a fully fleshed out individual. No longer just people you took on missions. These were complex personalities with their own struggles, backstories, and motivation. Every squad member had their will, where you asked to help them confront their past. And here's the kicker: the choices you made during these missions could have massive impact on whether they survived the final suicide mission. This wasn't just about filling out your roster, it was about forging a real relationship and bond. And that suicide mission, it wasn't just a final level. It was the culmination of everything you have done up to this point. Your relationships, your decisions, and how much you cared for your crew were all tested in a final brutal trial. And if you messed up, you lost people. And that mattered. It mattered a lot. At its core, Mass Effect 2 was about survival, sacrifice, and trust. The story was about defeating an enemy in a traditional sense. It was about building a team, earning their loyalty, and preparing for a war that could end the entire galaxy. The stakes were high, the tension palpable, and you always felt like you were on the clock. The Reapers were forming, and only a united front could stand against them. The game didn't shy away from making you uncomfortable. The decisions weren't always about black and white morality. Sometimes, sometimes it was about the lesser, about what was necessary to survive. Some choices, some choices you made would haunt you. Others would make you question whether it was all worth it. And let's talk gameplay for a moment. Mass Effect 2 was a huge leap forward in terms of combat. Gone were the awkward, clunky mechanics of the first game. The shooting felt tighter, smoother. The, the squad commands were more intuitive. The combat, for all its flaws, was far more engaging than its predecessor. The powers, They were more dynamic. The biotics, the tech abilities, all of it felt impactful. You could strategize on the fly, send your crew into different positions, and it worked. Create a more fluid, action-packed combat. And and here's where Mass Effect 2 left its mark. It didn't just it didn't just influence the Mass Effect series. It reshaped RPGs as a whole. The way we view player choice in games, the importance of character relationships, and the significance of consequence. All of this has its root in Mass Effect 2. Games like The Witcher 3, Dragon Age, and even newer RPG, Outer Worlds, took a page out of Mass Effect, offering players the chance to form deep connections with characters, make life altering choices, and feel the weight of their decisions. So, why is Mass Effect 2 still remembered as one of the greatest RPGs of all time? Because it didn't just tell a story, it made you a part of the story. Every decision mattered, every relationship had weight, every consequence felt real. Mass Effect 2 redefined what RPG could be pushing the boundaries of narrative and player choice in a way that still resonates today, with its unforgettable characters, its unforgettable moments, and its unforgettable choices. Mass Effect 2 isn't just a game, it's an experience, and that legacy will endure for years to come. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the legacy of Mass Effect, let me know what your favorite moment. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more content on your favorite games. I'm Sunny, and this has been the legacy of Mass Effect.